Hey, hey, you want to play some baseball? All this sitting inside is driving me crazy. I need me some exercise. I know your mom said we can't play ball in the house, but guess what? She ain't home right now. Here we go. Here comes my fastball. Are you ready? Concussion? Me? I ain't got no concussion. What day is it? Well, yesterday was Tuesday, so today's got to be Threes Day. What? I got to teach my online lesson now? Oh boy. All right, everybody, here we go. Let me tell you a couple quick things. First of all, great job on the test. Keep cruising here. If you haven't done it yet, everybody, please go back and look at your Schoology gradebook. I'm updating that so many times in the day. A lot of you are skipping some lessons. Please look at the gradebook. If you see a blank, either you didn't do it, or I didn't get it, or I forgot to put it in. Please send something back to me so I know you've done it. Some of you are submitting your homework, and then you're also submitting a second page of, oh, I'm sorry it's late. I could be wrong, but when you submit that second page, I never get to see the first page. It's what they call a revision, which means it's overwriting the first one. So please, don't do that. Send me the homework first. Send me an email if you want to separately. But the most important thing I want to tell you guys today is please, you got to go in order. Don't do a lesson unless you've done the previous lesson. So when I start a video and I start going over homework and you're like, I haven't done that yet, you got to stop right there. Go back and do that homework assignment before you get all the answers. It's called cheating if you get all the answers first, isn't it? All right, so here we go. Here's the test for Chapter 9, pages 1 and 2. If you have not done those yet, please stop. Go back. Do that before I tell you all the answers. So if you already have the answers, here we go, everybody. Let's review right now. Here we go. Why don't you come on in a little closer? Here we go. All right. Number 1, everybody said, what's the square root of 4/49? Well, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 49 is 7. Correct answer is 2/7. That's right. Number 2, we got to find the cube root of 1/27. Well, the cube root of 1, that's easy. That's 1. The question is, what number times itself again would equal 27? Well, the only answer is 3, everybody, because 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. Correct answer is 1/3. Number 3, we got to solve for that variable x. Got to isolate that x. How do you get rid of multiply by 16? Divide by 16. Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other. These guys cancel. X squared is now equal to 4. 64 divided by 16 is 4. How am I going to get rid of this squared? The inverse, the opposite. The opposite of squaring is the square root. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. The square and square root cancel each other out, and the square root of 4 is 2. You're not sure? It's easy. Check your work. Plug it back in. 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 16 is 64. I know I'm right, Olson. I know it. Number 4, we got x cubed is equal to 1,000. How do you get rid of that cubed? Cube root it. Whatever you do to one side, you got to do to the other. These guys cancel. Isolate x. What number times itself is 1,000? That's got to be 10. The only correct answer there is 10, everybody. Number 5. Oh no, we don't have a calculator. That's okay. A fraction is just a unsolved division problem. So the 1 is a whole number. That's going to go to the left of that decimal point. Now we're just got to say, what's 5 divided by 8? Top dog goes in the house. Decimal point goes in. Beep, 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 beep. Bring it straight up. Since 8 can't go into 5, let's start with those insignificant zeros. 8 goes into 50 6 times. 6 times 8 is 48. Subtract that, I get 2. Is 2 less than 8? Yes, sirree. Bring down another insignificant 0. 8 goes into 20 only 2 times. 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract and you get 4. Is 4 less than 8? Yes, sirree. Again, bring down another insignificant 0. 8 goes into 45 times. 40 minus 40 is 0. That terminated. That means 5/8 is a 0.625. The answer is 1.625. Number 6. Now we're getting tricky. We got a 0.70 where the 70 are repeating. So first let's define x is equal to that value. Now if I got 2 digits here, I got to slide over. I got to multiply both sides by 100. Multiply that side by 100, multiply that side by 100. Now what I really got to do is get rid of this here repeating 70. So I'm going to take that x and its value, subtract that from both sides. These guys cancel. 70 is all I have left over here. And 100x minus an x is a 99x. Divide both sides by 99. The correct answer, everybody, is 70 over 99. Woohoo! Moving right along, number 7. Now, we got to determine which is greater, the square root of 29 or the cube root of 23. Well, let's think about this. Between what 2 numbers is the square root of 29 going to be? Well, I know that this 5 squared is 25. 6 squared is 36. That tells me the square root of 29 has to be a 5 point something, doesn't it, everybody? 5 point something. The cube root of 23, what number times itself is a 23? Well, let's figure this out, everybody. We got to talk about maybe starting with a small number like 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. If I step that up just one more number and try a 3, 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is a 27. Ooh, that tells me this has to be a 2 point something. I know then that this has to be the larger number. The greater number, everybody, is the square root of 29. Come on over here. Let's take a look at these trickier problems. All right, number 8. We got to find the distance between these 2 numbers. Well, 11 thirds. That can stay 11 thirds. The square root of 49 fourths. Well, that has to be the square root of 49 is a 7. The square root of 4 is a 2. Looks like I got to subtract these guys, but I need a, that's right, common denominator. Common denominator 3 and 2 is going to be a 6. Times 2. And this guy's got to be times 2. That's a 22. 2 times 3 is a 6. So 7 times 3 is a 21. 22 minus 21 is a 1. And the denominator stays the same, everybody. That's a 1/6. All right. Now let's get ready for the tricky number 9. All right. Well, if I convert 2 thirds into a decimal, that's going to be 0.6 repeating. That's going to be another messy decimal. We got to work with fractions here, everybody, which means I got to convert this guy here first. Let's do that, just like we did back over here on number 6. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say x is equal to a 0.38 repeating. Well, I need to get this guy all the way over, so I'm also going to multiply this guy by 100. That'll give me a 38.8 repeating. Only the 8's repeating here. That 8's going to go to infinity. Well, I can't subtract this x from that. That's not going to make him go away. I think I have to multiply this guy by a 10x. Multiply this guy by 10 and I get a 3.8 repeating. Now let's subtract that from both sides. These guys cancel. 38 minus 3, well, that's a 35. 100x minus a 10x, well, that's going to be a 90x. So 90x is equal to 35. Let's divide both sides by 90. These guys cancel. X has to be a 35 over 90, everybody. And if I'm going to add a 2 thirds to this, well, once again, I need that common denominator. How about a common denominator of 90, which means the first guy stays the same. This guy's got to go times 30, and a 2 times 30, well, that's a 60. Add them together, and I get a 95 over 90, which is equal to 1 and a 5/90. But that's not even simplified. What can I do now? Well, let's divide them both by 5. Divide by 5, what's 90 divided by 5? That goes in once. That goes in 8 times. 1 and 1/18, everybody. That'd be the perfect answer for that one. All right. Great job. Get ready. We got some more work to do today. Tonight's homework, everybody, today's homework is, let's work on page 3 of this test. And now, yes, you can use a calculator. All right, everybody, good luck. I know you can do it.